Guile Esports. You saw those drafts. Let's introduce these heroes. Pith, I'll let you pick who you want to introduce, my friend.
I'll just go with my normal blue side. Going in with Asura Rage, it's going to be Ufel playing the Drongo. We've got Ian Fidalgo playing a Richter this time around. Hi to you. He'll be hanging out with the mid lane Lieutenant Belka. Appy Picker, he'll be handling the Aurora here. And then finally, Book Sinkerman, going to be playing a Spooky Narbash.
Over on this side of Guile Esports, we've got IDOC on Rampage in the jungle. Lucer is going to be playing Muriel. Ghost is going to be on Wraith. Regal is going to be on Shinbi. And Azzy is going to be playing the Iggy and Scorch. I like this 2v1 mid lane setup. Give them that control over the brand new jungle buff, Fangtooth, which I don't know if you guys heard it enough yesterday, but the main objective here is kill Fangtooth. That's it.
I don't
you
think
kill
these players
Fangtooth
can...
and you win.
I don't think these players can escape those words on their screen at all. And immediately we're going to see Book Sinkerman rotating over to the mid lane. Just the duo mid for God, which they were running quite a bit yesterday. It allows them to just have so much control over these buffs like you were talking about and take control of the early game, which is so important in version 44.
It is very important. I mean, I'm gonna talk about Fangtooth till everyone's tired of hearing the name. I'm actually gonna call him Fangtooth because I call Fang Mao and not Fung Mao. So Fangtooth is what I'm gonna call him. I know it's not pronounced that way. Chat, get triggered. Ghost is in trouble here. He is gonna get hit by that stun. If Ian does not have the hook, Ghost does take about 50% damage here. Those rad rounds.
Sinkerman. Nice double seismic assault from High to You, and they actually do get the first blood. Wow. It's going to be Lucer going down. The get back goes out on the Book Sinkerman. He was underneath the tower. That should be enough damage, but he's actually going to get away. Oh no, he doesn't. Ghost gets the knock for the kill, but it's still going to be 3 dead on the mid lane for Guile Esports as the Asura Rage just stack up on top of it. They didn't actually back down in that fight at all, even though Idic showed up.
You got to give it up for Asura's Rage to continue that aggression. I mean, the rewind into the tower. Ghost got a little bit excited there. Picked up the kill onto Book Sinkerman on that Narbash, but it wasn't worth it. He ends up falling. So it's a 1-for-3 exchange in favor of Asura Rage. You got to love that early game aggression like that. This is one of the reasons this duo mid, I think, is going to be... It's either going to be successful or fail miserably because you have 2 very important targets in the mid lane. With your support and your carry, being able to not deny them that farm. If they're able to invade properly and pick up those kills, then it'll be good for them. But it puts them in danger of invading and then quick rotations to try and deal with them. So good engagement already at the start. 3 minutes into the match, we've already got 3 kills on the side of Asura. So great start for them. Now, with this new setup, with this new the last hitting, the way that's changed, with Fangtooth being so important, I feel like we've put a lot of pressure, especially on Fangtooth, for junglers to really come out and try and be successful when it comes to these ganks. Because
they're forced to kind of just take a beating to start, because the Fangtooth, especially the first take, is going to start getting more health the longer that it's up. So you're kind of in a situation where the first one's going to be pretty difficult to kill, and it's also harder to secure when the other team is probably going to be breathing down your neck unless you took a couple kills to start. What we saw a lot of yesterday is teams would go for the orange buff, and if they got an orange buff and maybe a pickoff before that, they would start going for the Fangtooth. Those were really the conditions that we saw for the first one in most of the games.
So I want to point out right now, because it happened so quickly, Possessed Sprite already online for Ian after picking up those kills. And farming and getting that jungle farm as well. So he's got a card that's going to allow him to be a little bit more aggressive if he decides to. And of course, take almost no damage in the jungle because of that regen.
Ooh, Regal with a bit of a go on to High to You. Couldn't quite get the stacks that he needed. He is at level 5 though, so High to You has to be a bit more careful, especially around the Shinbi. And when the Seismic Assault is down, Circle Rhythm comes through, but again, High to You just runs back underneath his own tower.
IDOC engaging in the enemy jungle, or invading in the enemy jungle, picking up that brand new Hunters. I believe it's called Hunter's Mark is the actual name of the buff. Gives him line of sight and also a slow when he engages on target. Ghost in the mid lane getting engaged here. There is 3 here. Doc is not going to rotate in, is he? What's he doing? He's thinking about it. They're not. It doesn't look like they're gonna be able to pick up this kill on Ufel. He does miss that boulder. But back into the jungle here, both Ian and Book Sinkerman still hanging out, saying, "Come on, please come out and engage on us. We've already taken this fight once. We're ready to take it again." And back to their collective jungles they go. So good early game
actually
invade.
on the Ian Fidalgo. IDEC needed to hit a rock. They don't quite have it, but Regal is joined here as well. Early aggression from Guile Esports, and it's definitely going to pay off. But here comes Appy Picker with a cryo there. The rock goes into the frozen simulacrum, and they're going to get a big freeze onto Asura Rage. Appy Picker trying to get out, but he actually does. The all kill is not quite going to get him, and Guile Esports are just left here with only one kill going down.
Doesn't have the damage from that that ultimate as of yet to really make a huge play. He did hit 3 with that, but just not enough damage and follow up from his team in order to capitalize on that. Regal, of course, popped that all rhythm before it popped, so he was able to get a heal when Appy Picker was in there trying to deal damage to him. So we're looking at this game. We're looking at this early game engagement in the mid. These guys know the importance of Fangtooth. They have it on their screen. The game is telling them to kill Fangtooth right now.
Fangtooth.
Whoever takes this fight here, I think we're most likely going to see an early game Fangtooth. Now, the importance of this, of course, is 4 power per person and 1,000 gold per person. That's a 5,000 gold swing this early into the match. I don't know about you, but in any MOBA, a 5,000 gold swing early on is insane.
It's absolutely a huge advantage for these teams to get. It's also a very good way for us to know if there's been a Fangtooth taken or not, and by which team, when we see that 5,000 gold swing on the scoreboard. So very important for pretty much everybody here.
Louis is going to pick up that buff. Or, I'm sorry, Louis is not going to get that buff.
No buff
It's
for
going to be
him.
picked up by Ian. He's going to get killed for it. It's just a river buff, Louis. Let it go, my friend. Good hook from Ian, who's able to help secure that kill right there. So Louis down again. Louis 2 deaths right now. You definitely don't want your support to get too far behind. They already struggle a little bit when it comes to gold gain, this current meta, and so getting this far behind, not being able to pick up the cards he needs and play the way he wants to, could put him in danger right now. He is not quite level 5 yet. I mean, we've got Ian level 5. We've got Appy already sitting at level 7. Over on the side of Asura. He is, oh, I'm just kidding. My stuff is bugged.
That's great. Ooh, nice rock from IDEC right on top of Ian Fidalgo. He's going to get blocked out by the minions there. Haichu come in with the seismic assault. That's going to miss. IDEC looking for another rock here, but the void drone is put down to make it very difficult for them. Hook goes out on the IDEC. He's going to get forced to deal with the void bomb damage and not going to be able to take down Ian Fidalgo, and Bear will just continue to force him away. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we've got Ghost taking quite a bit of damage. The rad rounds onto the Wraith. Is it going to end up killing him? Yeah, it will be enough. Ufel comes in and secures the kill. Book Sinkerman also manages to get away.
I love the play coming out of Ufel right now. Being very aggressive, landing those rad rounds. Rad rounds are so important. So depending on the level of those rad rounds, he gets a certain amount of shots. Those rad rounds basically stack up at the end of the duration, or when he fires all 4 shots, it'll explode. So we're seeing significant damage from those rad rounds. It's actually been responsible for 2 of Ghost's deaths because of the utilization of those rad rounds. Not only do they help you melt targets, but they can also be used on towers to just give you a little bit of extra tower damage as well and get those picked up. River buffs spawning once again. River buff control has gone to Asura's Rage. They've picked those up every single time. It's got Louis killed a couple times. Fangtooth not taken yet, but it looks like another aggressive play in the mid lane. Ooh, Stun Ghost is there. Hook is there. Ghost is in a lot of trouble. They're popping the ultimates. Good boulder from Doc on the side. They're hitting Book in the face. They are going to be able to save Ghost because of the reversal of fortune, but rewind onto Ian Fidalgo. I don't know if they have the damage to deal with this. Ian is just going to run. That possessed Spriken is so strong. That regen just keeping him alive. Boulder is going to land more of a, hey, look, I'm going to hit you with this. I know you're going to live, but I hope you enjoy that. So Ian does get out. Good play from Doc, good rotation, and great utilization of that ultimate at loose air, keeping Ghost alive.
I definitely did enjoy that, just like you said. And mostly because there's such a good reaction from Asura Rage to every single back it up from Ghost. They're not really letting that Wraith get them down at all, but now, wow, they're even being forced away from the Fangtooth, even with 3 turrets facing it down. And
this is a very dangerous play for these guys. I like that they backed off. Yes, they've got the turret placement and that ability to zone, but it's still one of those engagements with ultimates down like that. You've got that big life-saving ultimate from Muriel not in play anymore. Trying to take that engagement, and yes, it's a big swing. They could have picked up Fangtooth, but you lose 4 or 5 in the process. That's a couple towers. And 5,000 gold and power sounds nice, but losing those towers is what protects your core. Really not the best play, so good call for them to back off.
It's so
Meantime,
strange to me that that Guile Esports even decided to go for that Fangtooth though. Exactly, I don't know. I don't know why they decided to go for it. They had the Iggy, but the ROF was down, so a lot of the tools that they needed for that fight were probably gone. But now with Regal forcing a rotation onto the other side for a tier 2 tower, Asura really have to respond for this Fangtooth.
this is still a dangerous play. They've got the zoning utilization of those turrets. There's going to be a nice hook on the Lucer. 2 down. Edoc is going to fall really quickly. Lucer is low. Lucer is going to fall as well.
Oh
Pith,
no,
this
Ian.
is not going their way.
Ian, you can't do it like this. Not like this. The burning sensation is going to be more than enough to get him down. But Asura Rage are trying to get the fight going here. Ghost is going to fall in the mid lane. That's going to be the only one. Meanwhile, Regal is still wreaking havoc over and right. He wants to get a tier 2 tower, and it's so difficult for Asura to respond here.
But they Doc, Lucer, and Ghost all fall. The Raptor, Fangtooth did fall on my map.
Yeah, it went
Who
to
picked up
Guile.
Fangtooth? It did go to Guile? Okay.
Yeah, they used the flame for it.
Okay. Wasn't 100% on who picked that up. So Guile is going to pick that up. They're going to give them that little gold swing to put them back into contention because they were falling behind. Regal has done a good job in that off lane, really kind of pestering.
They actually went 5-man Flame of Zekin.
Well, I mean, why would you not go 5-man Flame of Zekin?
They went 5-man Flame of Zekin, Notch.
But why would you not? It's Fangtooth. You kill the Fangtooth, you win the game. It's over. Asura Rage surrender. Guile's picked it up. You're out of here.
Well, I don't know if Asura are going to surrender just yet. Back it up on the Ian Fidalgo. He may as well surrender here because he's been surrounded by 3 heroes. Guile Esports keeping up the aggression here in game number 1 of the best of 3 semi-final. And it wasn't the best early game for them, but they're really starting to come into stride with that first Fangtooth.
Yeah, you pick up that first Fangtooth. They get the lead in the gold. You have Regal, who in the offlane over here has really been kind of just having his way with Appy. He hasn't been able to pick up kills because of the mobility and the as many ways as Aurora has to escape. But what he's done is kept this hero out of team engagements. He's put enough pressure in this lane to where Appy hasn't been able to rotate. Appy hasn't been able to get in there, really utilize that kit, and it's let his team do what they just did and pick up that Fangtooth. Yes, they died for it, but they lost no other objectives, and they got that gold swing plus that additional power.
And they're continuing to put that aggression to use on the map. Double Shadow Plane buff here on the mid lane. Idek and Ghost just lying in wait for Asura Rage to make some kind of misstep, with Regal still putting so much pressure over on right. Appy's having such a difficult time getting into any of these fights, and here comes the rock. They're going right on the Book Synchroman, just taking him down to half health, making it difficult for him to hang around in the mid lane, but they still want to put pressure onto the tier 1 while they let Regal have his way with right.
And that's exactly what he's just been having his way. You look at the power of that hero's kit plus the build. You've got the healing coming from Possessed Spriken. He's got Numbing Rogue slowing some of slowing Appy Picker's basic attacks. She's got a kit that allows her to be this aggressive. She has no mana. So she's gonna have to watch the rotation coming from Ian here, but she may be able to get out of this.
Well, not only that, Regal still doing a huge amount of damage to Ian Fidalgo, but the rest of his team is going for Fangtooth right now. Asura can't even fight this. They have to make some kind of decision to go somewhere on the map, and all of those Flame of Seconds are just going to make short work of the Fangtooth. Crash Bang Boom coming out from Synchroman, but it's not going to be useful at all. They want to keep on fighting here. They have double Fangtooth. Here comes Appy with the cryo. They're going to get so much damage on the Ghost. He's going to get frozen, hit with the Seismic Assault. Finally, the Wraith goes down. Idek is getting trapped out as well. Argyle trying to bite off more than they can chew here. It's still looking good for them, and guess what? Even though Idek is running for his life right now, Regal's still in the right lane.
Regal chased Doc. Oh, Reversal of Fortune coming out for Doc. He doesn't have that ultimate online. He's going to take a lot of damage. Eventually, he's going to fall here. Appy Picker is low. Louis still trying to kite around this tower. It does look like this tower has fallen. Louis, get out, my friend. Run! Louis should be able to skate. But like you said, Regal in that other lane over there he chased Ian around to make sure he was not going to be able to get to his team engagement. Guile Esports picks up another Raptor, which is going to give them a total of 8 power. Plus, they have that 10% out of combat movement speed buff, which is travel mode. And Regal still being a bully in this lane. He's not picking up the kills, but he's keeping somebody out of the fight every single time. And that is huge for his team.
It's absolutely ridiculous that Asura are having to put so many resources into Regal, and that's mostly because they didn't do that early in the game. They didn't take care of Regal when he was going into the 1v1, and now it's like, well, now we're going to take 2v1, 3v1, just to try to kill this Shinbi, and it's not working at all. They're having to divert so many resources to this that Guile are winning the objective game.
Yeah, Shinbi has picked up Unbroken Spirit, so not only is she going to have the healing from her kit, she's going to have healing from Possessed Spriken, and anytime she gets any form of hard CC, she's also going to get healing that way as well. So she's got so much sustain that she's really going to be an issue for this team because she's had basically free reign of this lane and can do whatever she wants.
I mean, it doesn't seem like the game is so unbalanced at this point. If we take a look at the scoreboard, which may very well be incorrect, it's only about a 5,000 gold lead for Guile, and the kills are largely in favor of Asura Rage, but it doesn't feel that way at all because Guile are doing such a good job of controlling the objectives and pulling Asura all over the map.
Well, I'm going to point something out because we've seen a lot of conversation this week about this game becoming a brawler. Paragon is a hero brawler, and yes, picking up team kills, picking up kills on players is important, but this is still a MOBA. Yes, it has brawler elements, but it's still a MOBA. Objectives are the most important thing. Guile Esports has better objective control as of this moment in time. Not a lot of towers are down, but they're prioritizing this Fangtooth. They're prioritizing the buffs that come from that target, and they're going to get to the point where they may be down kills, but they're going to have such a large power swing. They're going to have a gold advantage. They're going to have the additional buffs of being able to deal 10% non-hero damage, the 10% out of movement speed combat.
Cryocism out onto Azzy. He's going to force out the ROF from Lucer, but Azzy's going to fall anyway. That's an important Iggy kill that had to go down at the beginning of the fight. Ian Fidalgo will be smacked down by Idic, and Ghost is going to get surrounded. Maybe Asura Ridge can make it through this one. And right now, HiTu is the one who's forced to deal with the Shinbi. Ghost is going to try to get away. That's going to be a 2-for-2 in this fight so far. Is it going to turn into more? Appy Picker still trying to wreak havoc. He's going for Lucer. He knows that he has to get the support out of here right now, but the alacrity is going to allow him to move away a little bit faster. Shinbi's still being taken care of by HiTu, so that 4v4 turns out dead even for the teams.
Yeah, 2-for-2 exchange for both of those guys. The big thing for that on the side of Asura Rage is Guile Esports doesn't pick up another Fangtooth.
Yeah, no Fangtooth, no tier 2 tower. It was almost a dead heat for each team there.
That's exactly. It was just an even exchange across the board for both of these teams here. We're 18 minutes into the game, 11 kills in favor of Asura, 6 kills on the side of Guile Esports, but about a 10,000 gold swing for Guile Esports. They've had better control over the main objectives in the game when it comes to Fangtooth. We've got vision and wards down. It does look like is Azzy wanting to set up again to try to take this, or are they just looking for a bait here?
I still see a Wraith in mid-air right in the pit. That's a nice little
He's just kind of floating there?
Yeah, he's just kind of floating there. It's just another one of the beautiful bugs that can occur. So still the same kind of setup. They get the 3 turrets on it this time around. Now it's 4. It's so difficult for Asura to get in here, but Appy Picker wants to make it happen. Here comes the cryo. It goes out on the Azzy. Crashbang Boom is going to split things up as well. They're trying to blow up the Iggy because they absolutely have to with all those turrets, but he's staying alive, and they're not focusing him down. The skewer comes out. Ian Fidalgo is getting roasted, though. It's going to be absolute mayhem in the pit. Finally, Azzy does go down, but it's already gone. For Asura Rage, you're going to hit the back it up on the U-File, trying to take down this bot. Appy Picker's still trying to wreak havoc, but the tier 2 tower has already fallen in the right lane, and that Shinbi has done what she was designed to do. She's taken down the jump pads from Asura Rage and is even threatening the inhibitor right now, while Idic and Ghost are still going for the chase.
Taking some damage underneath of this tower here. She did pick up tower damage, but of course we see the strength of Unbroken Spirit, and of course the sustain coming out of Regal's kit. Picks up the tier 2 tower. If I was Regal, I would just back off. You've done your job. You've allowed your team to pick up 3 Fangtooths. Now get out. Appy Picker does eventually fall. They continue that chase all the way into the base and pick up the kill here. Regal still staying in this lane. He has the sustain. He has the ability to stay here and continue to be a bully. He has not left this lane, and god dang it, it's working out perfectly for Guile Esports. And now they're going to set up for Orb Prime.
It's
They
almost
know
like
they have the
somebody cut off
control.
his map. Like, he doesn't leave that lane pretty much at all. I think I've counted maybe 2 or 3 times where Regal was absent from the right lane. Now he's going over towards the Orb Prime, and it's going to quickly fall to this very massive Flame of Zekin-based combination from Guile Esports. And it's a pretty easy take for them. 3 Fangtooth, 1 OP. That's some math that means a lot of domination from Guile Esports to me.
That's 4 power. That's 16 power that they've picking up those 5,000 gold. They've also have the 10% out of movement speed buff, and they have the 10% to non-heroes damage buff as well. On top of all of the pips they've gained, they've got a 20,000, almost it's about a 14,000 gold lead here, picking this up. I know they could basically do whatever they want with this map. Regal is still just being a bully in this lane. He's got a 3-level lead over High to You. He's got the ability to heal with Possessed Sprite and Unbroken Spirit. Honestly, leave him in this lane and then push another lane. They have to. Asura has to put so many resources into picking up this kill onto Regal that it really allows Guile to do whatever they want. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're rotating off, and they're going to try to take the opposite side of the map here, while Regal has got 4 rotating to come say hello.
Well, good luck catching that Korean girl. She knows how to avoid the paparazzi, as the rest of her team are going for the left lane. Asura Rage are about to lose an inhib if they don't act fast, or at least take this Shinbi down. The hook misses, and it's time for a disengage because Asura are investing 4 members onto the side of the map that the other team is most definitely not, even though I would say that the Shinbi is almost a team by herself, and I just completely lagged out for a while, but now we are back into it, ladies and gentlemen. Appy Picker trying to get the cryo out on the Ghost. He needs to find somebody here. It has to be Azzy, but he is just completely almost not to be found here. Crash Bang Boom will be interrupted by Idic throwing the boulder on top of Book Sinkerman. Ghost is getting caught up by the Hoarfrost. Are they actually going to find the kill here? ROF by Lucer is going to prolong things. He's looking for a consecrated ground to try to keep Ghost alive. Meanwhile, we've got a Shinbi going up against High to You. Regal is continuing to go for that 1v1 as Asura are falling apart on the left lane. They are crumbling right now. And as he's just going to go back to base to take care of the wave pushing on the mid lane. There's one thing that I would say for Guile Esports this time around, and it's that they haven't really had the best control of their lane equilibriums.
There was one thing I was going to say, and that was to Appy Picker, is stop chasing that hero! And he's finally stopped chasing the hero. He's now backing to go and help this inhibitor.
You should tell him to kill Fangtooth.
Kill Fangtooth! Now the game is doing that for him, my friend.
Okay.
As he's backed up, they cleared out the mid lane. Guess what's up again? Fangtooth. Guess who's already attacking it? Guile Esports. This will be their 4th Fangtooth of the match.
It's just unreal how well Guile has been able to control the Fangtooth throughout the early game into the mid game, and now they're just making it a non-contest. Although Asura have saved their inhibs for now, they just haven't really been able to control the map at all, and it's definitely been showing. OP will respawn in quite a bit, so at least that little threat has gone away from Asura, but we're almost up to a 5th Fangtooth here, and that's a huge advantage for Guile if they can get to it.
Massive advantage if they can get that. That gave them, I believe the 4th time you pick it up, it gives them 8 power, and then every time you pick it up after that, you get an additional 4 power. So they have picked up 25 power just by picking up these 4 Fangtooths, which is a ton of power with this new card system. The issue is, like you pointed out, they have not done a really good job controlling their lanes and setting their lanes. So this inhibitor is open for them. Ian is in a lot of trouble. Appy Picker going to land that ultimate onto 2, I believe.
Ooh, cryo by Appy, that's pretty good. And it's going to catch out Azzy and Idic. Very important to get that Iggy down if they can. The Skewer is there from Ian Fidalgo as well, but Azzy's going to get the ROF on top of him to be able to keep him alive. And Yufal's going to be the first one to fall in this fight. We actually have Shinbi joining a fight here now as Regal is putting down some work with the Circle Rhythm. We'll be able to kill off the Richter, and Book Sinkerman will be next to fall. Regal is not going to be touched at all here in this fight. Appy Picker trying to get away. The all kill is not going to be able to get him down, but it hardly even matters. It's already 3 dead, and the Wolves will keep on chasing Appy Picker. It seems that Wolves love ice. And the get
Wolves.
back is going to put Appy Picker right back into the middle of danger. Regal able to find the kill for his team. Goes with some beautiful positioning to have the back it up there. Have the forethought to go for a flank. And that's going to stagger the respawns for Asura Rage as well.
And staggered respawns this late into the game, 38 seconds for Appy Picker, which means this should be a free tier 1, or tier 1, free inhibitor for the side of Regal. We saw the engagement. I feel like that was just kind of a last-ditch effort for the side of Asura Rage. They just wanted to try and make something happen. They got punished for it. They lose an inhibitor. And instead of these guys continuing to fight, because we know Orb Prime is going to be up soon, we also know that Fangtooth is going to be up soon, they're going to back off. Pick up an inhibitor, and now they have this inhibitor, not the best inhibitor to pick up because it is close to the Orb Prime, but still, they're going to have to keep somebody in that lane to deal with not only the minions that were stronger than before, but Regal, who has turned into a minion this game and just pestered this lane the entire time.
A big, very cute minion for sure.
Very adorable, super, super cute minion.
You
Guys,
might even call
back
her
up.
kawaii.
These guys need to back off my quick math, okay? Numbers are hard for me when I'm trying to focus on other things. Jerks. This chat room, Pith, I tell you, they are incredibly rude. Fangtooth is back up. We've already got some turrets down. Are they? I mean, this is such a dangerous play. If they lose this fight, they could lose Orb Prime. They could lose objectives here.
Asura almost feel like they have to be fighting here, and Idek is going to be well worth it. Appy Picker gets the full cryo, but of course Lucer has the domain of stillness there, the grip stasis to keep everybody safe from the cryo. Appy Picker still wants to keep going on this one, but he's being surrounded by Guile Esports here. Meanwhile, Regal is splitting up this fight entirely, and he's forcing back the rest of Asura, so they can't really even capitalize off of all of the work that Appy Picker is doing. They're having to back it up, putting Appy Picker right into a hell of a lot of danger, and that's just the counter that we were talking about to the Aurora. You have to back it up, putting it right back into the middle of the team, and all of that escape is rendered useless. Regal still chasing after Ian Fidalgo. He has to get some kind of silence down, have to do something, but he is 6 levels behind a Shinbi, and the Wolves are again going to be relentless. Asura Rage, their door is going to be knocked down by Guile Esports, dominant in game number 1 of this semifinal.
They've got a minion wave dealing with this core here. The core is already down to about 59% right now. Another inhibitor is going to fall. 2 inhibitors down. Hi to you. You fell up trying to defend this. I really don't think they have a chance. This looks like it's going to be GG, game number 1, going over to Guile Esports. I don't want to say in a dominating manner, but I do want to say in a manner that was perfect for their gameplay. Perfect for the gameplay. That control of those objectives, the control of the Fangtooth, really set them up for that victory because they were losing team fights. They came back, they started picking up all of the engagements, but the control of those objectives really helped them win that fight. So congratulations to Guile Esports taking game number 1 over Asura's Rage. Really good control of the map on the side of Guile Esports. What does Asura Rage have to do game number 2 for them to win this game and stay in the tournament?
Pick up 5 Flame of Zekins. Honestly,
is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's all?
Their early game was not all that bad, and Asura Rage showed that they could fight, but you started to see the difference keep on coming on every single time you saw the Fangtooth taken, and I think that was really just the difference in this game. Guile's objective control was way too good for Asura to try to compete with, and that's the main thing they have to change for game number 2.
Yeah, and we're going to see that here in just a minute, you guys. What we're going to do is take a quick break. Those of you watching and hanging out, we appreciate you. If you want to support these teams, ! I believe, donate in the chat. We do still have some free dollars to donate for these teams. All of the money we raise, as the usual, goes to these players. PCL does not take any of the prize pot. We give it directly back into these teams because they're taking their time and trying to make a name for themselves in a game that's in development. Those of you, again, that are watching, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll see you in just a minute.